your orders. Carry them out. I will not be stopped. Not by you, or the Confederates, or the Protoss, or anyone. I will rule this sector, or see it burnt to ashes around me.
Oh, I can't believe it. We can nail Mengsk to the wall with this.
Pretty important cutscene for anyone who played Starcraft 1. That was a cutscene in Starcraft 1, by the way, before the Tarsonis sector, or before the betrayal of Tarsonis. And I think Mengsk's speech there at the end was after Tarsonis, I believe. After Kerrigan had already been, she'd already been taken, begun to be infested, and yeah, I think Raynor was talking to him. Sorry, whoops. All right, let's look at this Protoss tank. Stetman log, entry 2142. The crystal is growing, and it appears to have some sort of antimatter, gravitational anomaly, a non-standard phenomenon, hovering over it. I'm now convinced that the crystal is drawing power from the ship, but in ways so subtle as to be undetectable. It is non-organic, but has a molecular structure as diverse and complex as any organisms. It's developed an intricate matrix that makes it tough and surprisingly flexible. An alloy based on this crystal would have impressive damage mitigation. The structure of this matrix also suggests some sort of energy storage system. There might be something to this. The Protoss are so far beyond us. We must seem amoeboid to them. Amoeboid? Because like an amoeba, and it's saying like we're like amoebas to them. Okay, our first Protoss research. Again, for the research, you can only choose one on each side, so if I choose the ultracapacitors, I cannot choose the vanadium plating, but it does not go for the next one. I can go for the... that doesn't apply to the next one, so I can go to the one on the right if I pick the one on the left. Vanadium plating. Armor upgrades increase life by 5%. Press to Armory and Engineering Bay, or... Ultracapacitors. Weapon upgrades increase attack speed by 5%. These self-replenishing ultracapacitors reduce the reload time of all of our weapons and weapon systems. We have created a new lightweight alloy called vanadium. Vanadium diffuses weapons impacts much more effectively than traditional armor plating, and it preserves the life of our units. Well, you guys know me. I definitely prefer the armor, so I'm gonna go with the vanadium plating. I actually can't wait for our next Protoss research, because I have no idea what I'm gonna do there. Because both of them are awesome, and one of them you guys are gonna laugh at if I don't take it, because it happens to me every time. Oh, you have a lot of money. Let's. Oh wait, actually.
I gotta know. Just what was it went down between you and Mengsk? Seems you boys were tight once.
I used to think Mengsk be a force for change. Fought alongside him right up until Tarsonis. That's where he crossed the line, by using Zerg to murder the whole planet. He left Kerrigan there to die because she called him out on it. Turned out he was just as rotten as the Confederacy ever was.
Damn. You sure know how to pick your friends, Jimmy.
Alright, let's watch the news with Donnie Vermillion.
Emperor, much has been written in regards to the tragic fall of Tarsonis. Toloski's investigative documentary, Imperial Dawn, even claims that you brought down the Confederate system by assuring Tarsonis' fall.
I've heard these conspiracy theories before, but the fact remains. The Zerg invaded Tarsonis en masse, and no force in the universe could have stopped their onslaught. It was a very terrible day.
Toloski's film highlights the seeming convenience of the aliens annihilating a corrupt government that you yourself spent a lifetime trying to overthrow.
Millions died that day, and you speak to me of convenience? Yes, I strove against the evils of the old Confederacy, but never with the object of personal gain. When I was called upon to take up the heavy burden of leadership, I did so only to ensure our continuing survival as a species.
Striking words from the Emperor himself.
You pissed him off, Johnny.
Zerglings allergic to lemon juice? Old wives' tale? Or new super weapon in the fight for humanity?
How's that an old wives' tale? It should be a new wives' tale, shouldn't it? And why are wives talking about this? I'm not like being sexist or anything, just saying, why are wives talking about this in the first place? And that's interesting that Minx said that, because he's lying. I mean, he's clearly lying. He very much did all that for personal gain, and it was not just coincidence that the Zerg took down his old planet, or that took down the old Confederacy capital.
If Mirahan calls, I'm just busy.
I love them. I love his relationship with her.
Mercs are still using vultures, can you believe it? Damn things are death traps, even when you ain't got people shooting at you.
Careful now, Swan. My old vulture saved my skin more times than I care to remember. I'm gonna listen to you trash talk a classic piece of engineering like that.
Classic? I suppose you could call them that. Of course, most folks like the bike that don't explode on them when the repeller seals freeze up. They'll start leaking radioactive waste. Hey, who cares if it's a classic, right?
No one likes a smart-ass Swan.
Swan does, apparently. And it's true, in StarCraft 1, Raynor did have a vulture. That was, he was a playable unit in most of the levels. And he was always in a vulture. I think it was a black vulture as well. Spider Mine. These are things that can be laid down by the vulture, by the way. I just don't use them too much. 52 QDMM Spider Mine. Spider Mines belong to a very small category of technology that came from old Earth and survived the crash of the supercarriers. Terran Marines are famously mistrustful of the Spider Mine's IFF sensors. Which is true. Spider Mine will detonate on any life sign that walking over it. Not just, enemy. It'll detonate on you, too. In 2499, Tarsonis-based Jaunt Pictures released Spider Mines 4, Death from Below, continuing a franchise about Spider Mines that achieved sentience and turned on their human creators. It was the last Hollow in the series. Interesting. Let's look at the armory console. Vehicles. So their blast radius is a lot bigger. That's what a Spider Mine looks like, by the way. And you may be thinking, well, why wouldn't you use that? I just don't use vultures too much, to be honest. And it probably really affects my gameplay, but I don't know, I just don't use them all that much. Replenishable magazine. You can actually, like, rebuy the, Spider Mines for a vulture. I've never actually gotten this upgrade, I just know it from, like, online use. You know what? It's cheap. We'll buy that one. And now I actually kind of want to go and buy I almost said a Marine, a mercenary.
Made some new contacts. You came to the right place.
Okay. %60 health, 25% damage. %25 health, 20% damage. %45 health, 40% damage. You know, that actually wouldn't be too bad, having Hell's Angels. I'll take them, and then I'll take the Hammer Securities. How much do the Double Dogs cost? Then I'll take the Double Dogs. So basically, we have all the mercenaries available to us right now. Which, now that I think on it, should be extremely helpful. Well, I'm going to end the video off here, guys, and in the next part, we're going to be tackling the next mission. Let's see what mission we're going to tackle before I end it off. I'll go with Belshir. Okay, so next time, guys, we'll be tackling the planet of Belshir. I will see you guys in the next video.